All right, folks. Hey, got an exciting one for you here today. I'm using a new camera. Let's see how this works out. It's supposed to be better, but you'll let me know. Seems like there's still a little delay. But again, hey, I'm going to use New Retirement software package I love, but somebody challenged me to do an example where somebody doesn't have $1 million. This person's going to have, or husband and wife are going to have $750,000. And we're going to map out that retirement. We're going to talk today about Monte Carlo and, what do the numbers mean? How is it calculated? Okay. And I am going to add a link from New Retirement to where they discuss, the creators will discuss how Monte Carlo set up. So I thought this would be fun. So here you can see this plan as 99%, but let's take a look at what they've got. Okay, $750,000 in assets, 600 in an IRA, 100 in a brokerage account, and 25 in some sort of savings account like a money market fund, and 25 in their personal checking account. Okay, so that's this person. No home, well, no home debt. $400,000 house they fully own, no debts. Income, this person is still working, they're a maintenance technician, making $90,000 a year. The wife just recently retired. Your Social Security coming in at, I think I had that at age 70, then the spouse at 67. Okay, 3,700, 1,500. Okay, and then I got a cost of living adjustment in there. Won't go into that detail. Expenses, $4,000 a month. Got some one-time expenses in there. Okay, and I like to see that. Let's see, recurring expenses. Let's blow that up a little bit. Actually, I also have some go-go year spending in there and some slow-go spending in there. One of the things I did add is, expenses don't always go up fully in retirement. So I had them going up with inflation till age 75, and then I had them kind of backtracked a little bit to 3,500 in today's dollars starting at age 75, because you're just not spending as much on things. You're not buying new furniture, not remodeling the house. You're just kind of like dialing it back a little bit, but still got the slow go and the go-go spending in there. So I was able to tweak around with that. So very nice. No Roth conversions inside here. I just thought it would make it easier if we did that. So we go back to the overview screen. And this overview, this is the result of a Monte Carlo, okay, it's simulation. And what Monte Carlo does is runs 1,000 simulations, okay? But there's two inputs to that. It's very important what those inputs are. So when you come in here to your account assets, let's just look at the IRA. Okay, we'll blow that open. So it has an optimistic rate of return, and I entered this of 7. The pessimistic is 5. And what New Retirement does is they look at optimistic as 7, and they say, hey, they look at that's got to be somewhere around a 60-40 portfolio or something like that. Okay, if I had 9% in there, they'd say, boy, this may be like an 80 or 90% equity portfolio, 20% bonds. And then they look at historically what the standard deviation is. So on like an average assumption, I got it on average right now. See, average right here. Average assumption would be 6%. That's between 5 and 7, 6%. Okay, 6%. So that's the mean. And then the standard deviation is calculated based on history of what this type of portfolio has returned. So if they calculate standard deviation on a stock portfolio that would get a return of 6%. That may be a 60-40, that may be a 50-50, something like that. They input that. That's part of the background software. Okay, so those are the inputs that go into the Monte Carlo. They run 1,000 simulations, okay, based on history, okay, and the averages that you put in as return. And then you get this printout. You see this says 99, and that's what a lot of packages just show 99. But what I love about New Retirement is they show this graph out here. It's by age, okay? So this dark line right here is we're reviewing average. See up here where it says we're reviewing average. So this dark line is the worst 10%. Okay, so those 1,000 simulations, what were the worst 100? They showed an outcome where you ended with 1.3 million. The worst 10%. This line up here is just a straight line return, in this case, at average of 6%. Now, why isn't that straight? That's because your inflation numbers vary all over the place. Your expenses are varying, go, slow-go spending, all that kind of stuff's moving around. Social Security's changing a little bit. Okay, so that's just a straight line, 6% using the average. Remember, I showed under the 401k, it's averaging 6%. So what I love about new retirement, super cool, is you go in here to assumptions and you can click optimistic. Okay. And what optimistic does is it goes in and uses, let's go under the assets again. It goes in and we're just going to stay on this 401k just as an example. It uses this full 7%, not the 6% average. We're going to come back here to 5% pessimistic, but it's going to use this 7% as the average. And then it's going to use the standard deviation for portfolios over time that have averaged that amount. Okay. And create this different line. So the poorest, on optimistic conditions, okay, what I put in is optimistic for that portfolio. The poorest 10%, I end up with 3.1 million in this portfolio, and 5.9 is the straight line. So this is looking pretty good. Here's where everybody panics, and this is a great feature in new retirement. Where is this going to fall apart? Where's your plan? You know, where is it a little edgy? You hit pessimistic, okay? So you come over here and hit pessimistic, this drops down to 48%. But you got to remember, so it's getting you the lowest returns. We'll go over to accounts and assets again. We'll look at 401k, 5%. So you're getting 5%, but you're also getting the worst of inflation. You're getting 4% inflation. You're getting, so you got high inflation and the lowest returns, right? Okay. So that makes this the worst 10% says, hey, wait a second. Under this scenario where everything's bad, the worst 10%, you run out of money at age 85 and your spouse is 82. Now, you don't run out of money. You run out of your savings. You still got Social Security coming in. So that's what's important to notice. You got Social Security come in. And when you look at the straight line numbers of, the 5% return, you don't run out of money. Okay, so you don't run out of money straight line. But so here, when I'm 85, or this person's 85, they run out of money under the worst case scenario. So let's come down and look at income and expenses. Let's see, expenses. Where's income? Income. Okay. Let's go over here to 85. This person is bringing in at 85, $102,000 in Social Security. So you're going to have to dial it back to live on Social Security. Okay. Now you may notice in this chart, Social Security is going down. That's because one of the spouses died. Okay. This is where it gets a little more dicey in this plan because there's still a savings drawdown because they're showing expenses going up. But really, when one person dies, expenses are going to go down a little bit. Okay. So this is what new retirement allows you to do. Dive into the details and understand and say, hey, under pessimistic, I feel okay with it. Can live on Social Security. Don't have any debt. It just, I love it. Now, whenever I, what would I use optimistic for? Well, optimistic is when I want to go in and look at taxes. Okay, so I click, what if everything goes pretty good? What are my taxes? Come in here, did I hit the right one? No, you come down, estimated taxes. Oh, taxes by tax bracket. Oh, here's an opportunity maybe to do some Roth conversions of my 401k in here where I'm paying no tax, and I got high tax up to 24% out here, 22%. So there's some Roth conversion opportunity in here paying no taxes. So this is how I use new retirement. I did this on a plan. This is optimistic. Let's go back to average. That, average is really kind of, for me, I like to put in slightly pessimistic numbers into average. And here's a person, they're retiring at 65, currently 62. Pretty sure that's right. Retiring at 65. Yeah, so this person doesn't have $1 million. They can retire early. Okay. So I thought I would share that. Look for the link below that has the new retirement explanation of Monte Carlo, much better than mine. The guy that wrote it helped design it. And then look for the free link for 2 free weeks of new retirement. I use this as part of my plan. It gives me great confidence in my retirement and confidence to spend in retirement. If you're not retired yet, confidence in spending your money is a huge deal. Okay. As soon as you retire, you're going to want to dig a moat around all your money and, get really super conservative. You may not be spending enough money, and you don't want to do that, especially in your go-go years. Okay. So new retirement, great tool. Absolutely love it. This is Joe out.